Upon receiving a terminal diagnosis, Sarah opts for a cloning procedure to ease her loss on her friends and family. When she makes a sudden and miraculous recovery, her attempts to decommission her clone fail, leading to a court mandated duel to the death. Now she has 1 year to train her mind and body for the fight of her life. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the summary of a little indie film called Duel, starring Karen Gillan. This is that point where we take an ad break and we tell you about the great and wonderful things that we have going on. One of the biggest problems that we weren't around is because I drank all my nerd focus. I was out. I was lethargic. I was tired. I couldn't focus, man. So if you want to keep us making these things regularly, we got to keep us focused. And how you keep us focused is by you buying some nerd focus. The link will be in the description. And then that way, when they give us money, we can give it back to them by buying nerd focus.
More nerd
we stay
focus.
focused. So it's just a cycle of nerd focusing all the way through the nerd focusing of the most nerd focusing. And we all will be pleased. We all will be focused. We all will have the brain power to give you all what you need and all what you want all the times. I mean, Jason was drinking it, and he may have some prospects for a girlfriend because he was able to talk to girls.
No, I tried. Look, some problems cannot be fixed.
That being said, please go ahead and try some nerd focus. The link is in the description.
All right, going from there, we're going to do it like we do it every single time. Jason, what is your one sentence review for Duel?
What's better than one in Karen Gilliam? Two Karen Gilliams.
My one sentence is, why can I not live in a world where there are two Karen Gilliams that can teach me hip-hop dancing?
Yes.
Jumping right into this movie. Look, this movie's deadpan, dark comedy. This director also directed, if you've never seen, The Art of Self-Defense with J.C. Eisenberg, which I thought was really good. That's what made me intrigued about this one, and the fact that had Karen Gilliam in it. So if you're not a cinephile film person, I'm letting you know, this ain't the movie for you. It's very deadpan. The humor is very like, are they serious right now? Or are they joking? Or is this real? Is this fake? It's very that much in there. So the premise of this movie, they set the tone of it at the very opening scenes. Like, I'm pretty sure Jason will agree. Like, if you want to know what this movie is, watch the very first 15 minutes. And if it don't capture you, get out. But if it captures you, you're in for a nice, fun, and delightful ride. Karen Gillan in this movie doesn't do a lot when it comes to the acting portion. Like, she's very subtle in this one and subdued. But it works so well for the world that they build in here. And even from how this film is shot, it feels very down. Like, it feels like it rained every day. Like, it was an overcast almost every day in this movie. It felt very down. It felt very dour. Now, granted, you're dealing with somebody who thinks they're terminally ill and going to die. But even just how her response to her life was very like, oh, ho-hum. And when you first watch it, it's jarring because you're like, no one would act this way. Nobody would feel this way. But as you flesh the character out more and more, you go, oh, it makes sense that she acts and feels this way because the things in her life she appreciates but really doesn't care for.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like they're second nature to just her whims, but then she has no real whims that she's into. It's just there. It is a great scene where she pulls out her laptop and watches some stuff, and I thought that was hilarious because it felt like, you know, yeah, at least she still wants that. I thought that her ability to play two characters was very fun as well, especially because they really nail home that these characters are almost just alike, except for the clone has little subtle differences.
A slight difference.
Yeah, when you hear the differences between them, you go, oh, yeah, they're right. She does do that, or the clone does do that better, or the clone does. Like, it's just funny because you see the clone act the way, and when it's pointed out to you, you kind of register to be like, oh, yeah, she does seem to actually like her mother. She does actually seem to like do an inflection when she says someone's name to make it seem like she's pleasantly is liking their arrival or be around them. So it's little small differences like that because the clone basically is a sponge of its owner. So I thought that was very creative in the sense that you can say those things, but they actually presented it and nailed it home very, very well. The real star of this show, though, is Aaron Paul, man. I don't
Oh
think he
yeah.
even was setting out to steal this movie, but he stole this movie. Every scene between him and her is just magnetic. And the great thing about these scenes is that you feel like it should be some kind of like sexual tension or something there.
They do
But
play up
even when
and
they
on the
play it
joke
up
of
and
it.
it's like, nah, that wasn't that. It's just that dude's just a regular dude living his life, and this chick's a regular chick getting ready for a battle for her life. It's just, but it's so hilarious because the twist of when you actually think it's going to hit the pinnacle, the twist is just probably the best part of the movie. That what happens between them two. So I won't spoil it. I mean, Jason may spoil it, but if anybody's
I'll
interested in
spoil it. I don't
seeing
give
it, yeah, I'll let people enjoy it. I will say this: me and Jaren have had an argument about the lankiness of Karen Gillan and her ability to do action set pieces in film. She looks real lanky in this one. Even at one point, my wife is like, "Does she not know how to run? Because she looks so awkward running." And I was like,
She is
"I think she's
actually
just real
shorter than
lanky."
me by an inch. She's only 5'10".
For a woman that's pretty lanky and tall, and she's
Yeah, I
lanky, like
guess.
so she has a
Yeah,
lot of
but
legs, a lot of
I've
arms.
seen taller. All right.
Oh, well, excuse me. I've seen Yao Ming too, and I don't. Anyway, we're going to yeah, she does seem lanky, but I think I was going to go. Point I was going to go to is that it plays into her character of being an average, everyday woman who's not skilled at anything in particular. So even at one
Yeah.
point in the movie, you talk about how she like goes to the gym and she's so excited about it because she don't do shit like that, and it's like yeah, like so. I thought her awkwardness and her physicality, I thought was a plus in the movie is what I was leading to.
Yeah. And her hip hop
And
dancing
then
is so bad. It's great.
oh yes, yes. When they go to the doubles meeting, great moment there. like yeah, we can do this, but we don't have to do it like that guy because obviously you like
Obviously.
great moment there. Yeah, yeah, great
Which
moment.
would like let's be honest. Like, come on, guys. Let's be honest. If you had a clone of yourself, you know, you probably fuck it. Come on, you know.
And then the ending. The ending is something that I did not see or expect coming. But when it ended, I was like, that is very fitting. People people talk about, oh, you should just be thankful to be alive. You should be thankful
Mm-hmm.
that you have life. You should be whatever. Yes, am I thankful for those things? Absolutely. I don't want to say this, but for people that have a lot of responsibility and a lot of burden and things that have been thrusted on them that they did not actually sign up for, but they have to do this because this is what
To
life
deal
is
with it.
given to them.
Yeah.
It is a very somber and disappointing thing of feeling because we've been trained our whole lives to understand that life isn't fair and that things you're going to deal with just because this is what life is. Can you imagine a clone who basically is absorbing what the world is and realizing like this is all these responsibilities you have to do just to be human and live? It can be nerve-wracking and it can be very depressing. So, like, I love the way the movie speaks to those things of human existence without being like message. Like they just let it be what it is. So look, man,
Just
this
look in the
movie's just
camera and
very
go,
well made.
here is
Yeah,
the
right,
thing.
right, right. This movie's just very well made. It has a lot of small touches in it that when you watch it as a film, as a cinephile, you'll enjoy a lot. So, I mean, I'm gonna let Jason go because he sees a lot more things than I used to see. I just kind of very black and white when it comes to movies. So I'm interested to see what you think about this movie, Jason.
I hated it. No, I'm kidding. I love this movie. And
Hated it.
hated it. No, but like this is definitely a movie that was only going to be liked by a particular set of people. It's going to be liked by a particular set of movie watchers because it is very, very, very dry. And as we were talking about, how in the last couple of movies that the dinosaurs don't act like animals, in this movie, people don't really talk like people. Like they are like, especially Karen Gillian's character, Sarah, she kind of just like monotonely just like recites things to people, like almost as if she's just memorized a line and had to get it out like right then before she forgot it or something like that. And it's like it's very off-putting, but like you realize like she's off-putting girl. That's why her life kind of unfolds before her because like that's just the way she is. And so and like it is a very subtle performance and it's very cool because you get like two very subtle performances. Because as you said, the clone acts almost immediately like her, yet just a little bit different. And it's not even like things you can really put your hand on, other than the fact that like when I was looking at it, I was like, man, this clone's kind of a bitch. Like, but she doesn't like it's just like, oh, and like especially when they're like, oh, I'm gonna need another shirt because this one's a little bit too loose on me because I'm a little bit skinnier than you, or something like that. And it's like, oh yeah, she's like, you can see like how like she's slowly like almost unknowingly degrading more and more of her already like fragile like ego that she has. And then when
Right.
other people like tend to like, and there's a point in the movie where like I don't want to spoil it because it's good, but I mean the thing is that they have to fight to the death because Sarah finds out that she's not gonna die, and like but the clone has already been like so inserted into her life that she's been like basically has already replaced her like in front of her. And it's like living a better life. But then like it's so many cool things happen because then it sours to the clone. But but the clone still wants to live, and but also, Sarah wants to live, and like it's so many cool little things happen in this movie that it's well worth watching, and it's well worth not spoiling because the ending is such a twist. It's a twist.
Yeah. Yeah.
That because the beginning sets a tone, but the ending undercuts what the beginning set forth. And I thought that was pretty cool because you think this is going to go in an opposite direction, or you think it's going to go in the same direction that's already been set, but it goes in a third way or a fourth way. Who knows? But you definitely get to see the burden of life on people who definitely don't choose a lot of the choices that or a lot of the situations that are in. And I think that's the best thing about this because yeah, you can see like just because you might have been born in a circumstance where you seem to be unburdened, you are quickly burdened by the world. And that's a pretty and they pretty much like subtly hammer this message home that there is no perfect life, and that's what's cool about this movie. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and Karen Gillan's hot. Let's just be you know chauvinistic and masculinely toxic, and just be like, yeah, and she pretty much it, and that. And they have a dance scene with Aaron Rodgers that is so awkwardly great. It's fun. All the comedy is just you will never laugh out loud in this movie, but you'd be like, "Huh, this is funny."
Right. Absolutely. So, Jason, what are you rating Duel?
Let's go with 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. It could use a little bit more Aaron Paul and his big ass forehead.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go with 3.5 out of 5. Not because I dislike it. I liked it a lot. I just want to also leave the fact that if you're not a movie person, this ain't for you. Like this is going to be like, if you're a movie person, I'm with Jason's score. If you're not a movie person, I think you can enjoy it on some level, but it's not going to be your cup of tea. So,
yeah, my stepdad's gonna not like this movie.
Right?
When did they get to kill each other?
Bullshit. Yeah, why you watching this old bullshit?
Coach Boo is not gonna like this movie.
Why the white lady dancing all the time? Why we gotta do
why is she dancing like that?
Just be disgruntled about the whole movie the whole way through. But other than that, guys, thank you for listening and watching. Jason, do you have any final words for the people out there?
I know it seems like the opposite, but be kind, be considerate to people, and always tip your servers at least 20%, if not more, if you can afford it. But also, I apologize to no one. In the famous words of Conor McGregor.
Oh, man. Okay. Also, we'll talk about that off the case. But anyway, guys, remember to pick up your books. Children of Blood and Bone, July 9th, 8 o'clock. We will be in the building doing our book review of this lovely and wonderful book here. I'm going to try to get the author on, but again, New York Times bestsellers, they busy as hell. But maybe we can get her on here.
Yes,
They
sir.
do some dope.
She's beautiful. Look at
They
it.
do a
Beautiful.
dope interview with us. I tried to get the guy on from Black Sands. I even listened to his live video and kept typing in, "Hey, we be doing our podcast to help us out," and he never even addressed it. But
Like,
look,
nope.
brother may be busy. He may think that we bottom feeders and he don't want no time to deal with us, and that's perfectly fine. One day we may not be bottom feeders and we can get him on the show. And I'll remind him that I typed that and be like, "Oh, did you not see that?"
Yeah. We'll be the Mr. Tuesday Films.
Yes, Sunday's already taken.
Yeah.
But thank you all. Remember to get up the book, and I appreciate you guys watching. We will see you next week. Peace. Also, I was going to say, I really was